On June 17, 1983, Olivia Isabella, a 17-year-old girl, was last seen. Olivia had plans to attend a dance in her hometown of Michigan. That evening, she asked her father to drop her off on Auckland Avenue. Before preparing for the dance, Olivia wanted to buy pantyhose and toothpaste. She stopped by a music store on Feast Avenue later in the day to visit a friend. Olivia informed her friend that she would see her at the dance and mentioned that she would walk home, which was about 1.5 miles away. After leaving the music store, Olivia was last seen walking down Feast Avenue. She carried a brown leather Mexican clutch purse containing her house key, toothpaste, and a small amount of cash. When Olivia didn't arrive home by dinner time, her parents became concerned and reported her missing. There were sightings of Olivia with her friend Austin in a stolen blue Cadillac. However, it is unclear whether Olivia willingly left with him. Several weeks after her disappearance, there were reported sightings of Olivia, Austin, and another young man named Tony in a remote area of Casner. Austin was eventually found alone and claimed to not know Olivia's whereabouts. An employee at a garage in Force, Idaho, remembered seeing Olivia, Austin, and Tony. They visited the garage to buy new tires for the stolen Cadillac. The employee noticed Tony's controlling behavior towards Olivia, even escorting her to and from the bathroom with his hand on the back of her neck. Witnesses at the Tobique Reserve across the Canadian border reported seeing Austin and Olivia for a few days in June 1983, before they went to work on a potato field at McBride's farm in the Mars Hill area of Aroostook County. During her time on the farm, Olivia expressed her desire to return home and seemed fearful of the other men working there. She made friends with a teenage girl on the fields, who noted Olivia's nervousness about her parents' reaction and her frequent crying. On the evening of June 26, 1983, while other workers enjoyed a bonfire, Austin drove Olivia away in the stolen car, ignoring her pleas to be taken back home. Austin returned the next morning, claiming he had dropped her off at another camp, but in reality, he had taken her across the Canadian border to the Tobique Reserve and left her with Tony. Austin and a few others later left for Florida, while Tony became a prime suspect in Olivia's disappearance. Tony, who had a history of rape and home invasion, refused to cooperate with the police even when offered immunity from prosecution. Investigators believed Olivia died on the Tobique Reserve before Thanksgiving 1983, but they lacked sufficient evidence to press charges or search Austin's family home. In 1992, a hunter claimed to have discovered a skeleton surrounded by female clothing in the woods near Smyrna, Maine, resembling Olivia's remains. However, the hunter was unable to lead the police back to the site, and the bones were never found again. Olivia's case remains unresolved, and her mother continues to hope for answers. Mary Virginia Carpenter, a 21-year-old girl from Texarkana, Texas, went missing in Denton during the summer of 1948. The last sighting of her was by a taxi driver at 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday, June 1, 1948. Mary left her home in Texarkana and traveled by train to Denton, a journey of 6 hours. Upon arriving at the station, she took a taxi to the Texas Women's University, where she intended to complete a summer term. Mary had transferred from the University of Arkansas after deciding to pursue a different career path. She had previously attended the Texas Women's University during the 1945-1946 school year, but took a break to assist her ill mother and save money. Mary enrolled again for the 1948 summer term, planning to begin training as a laboratory technician in the fall. However, she vanished just before the summer term began. The taxi driver, who last saw her, Edgar Ray Zachary, recalled that he stopped in front of Breckenridge Hall, a building on campus, at 9 p.m. Mary handed him a ticket for her trunk and paid him $1 to pick it up from the train station the following day, according to Edgar. After she left the taxi, Mary approached two young men near a yellow convertible, possibly a Pontiac. Edgar believed that Mary knew the men, as she began conversing with them. Assuming they were her friends, Edgar drove away. Mary never checked into her dorm at Breckenridge Hall and was never seen or heard from again. Some of Mary's former boyfriends speculated that she had a tendency to become infatuated easily and suggested that she ran away with a lover. However, her family dismissed this notion, as they believed she would not leave without informing them. Mary had a close relationship with her family, making such behavior completely out of character. She had recently broken off an engagement just weeks before the wedding, but her family and her boyfriend, Kenny Branham, who passed a polygraph test, insisted that she had no reason to run away. Kenny was the one who first reported Mary missing to her mother, making his involvement unlikely. Furthermore, Mary was eager to start her semester at college, leading investigators to suspect that she had been abducted. The focus of the investigation then shifted to Edgar, the cab driver. When it was discovered that he had a criminal record for petty crimes and a reputation for being abusive, he was charged with attempted rape in 1957. But the charge was dropped at the victim's request. Initially, Edgar's wife claimed he was with her at home from 10 p.m. onward on the day Mary disappeared. However, 10 years later, she confessed that she had lied and that Edgar did not arrive home until 2 or 3 a.m. that night. Edgar passed away in 1984 and was never charged in connection with Mary's case, but he remains a suspect, despite passing to polygraph tests. In the winter and spring of 1946, 5 people were murdered in Texarkana's Lover's Lane, a secluded area where people engage in romantic activities in their vehicles. All the victims were young, around Mary's age, and the crimes were believed to be the work of the same individual. Known as the Texarkana Phantom Killer, interestingly, Mary was acquainted with 3 of the killer's victims, leading to speculation about a possible connection. However, police found no evidence to support this theory. In 1998, police received a tip suggesting that 2 men had raped and murdered Mary shortly after her disappearance and buried her body in a dam at a stock tank near the Texas Women's University campus. However, both suspects had already passed away, and the investigation yielded no evidence. Numerous leads and alleged